Good morning. Welcome to Workforce Skills with John Morris. What a week. It's been crazy. First of all, I want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing. It really helps us. I'm getting some information from you guys, different content, things you like with the podcast. I really appreciate the comments I'm getting from everybody out there. But one thing I want to let you know, it's not Monday. Normally I say, good morning, Workforce Skills with John Morris. It's another Monday morning. It is not Monday. It is Wednesday here in Phoenix, Arizona. This podcast will drop tomorrow on Thursday. It has been a crazy week. It's been hectic. There's so many changes happening here within our company. If you're interested, I think I've mentioned the name of the company a couple times, but it's PHP Commercial Painting. If you ever want to look at our website, it's phppainting.com. Check us out, check out our team. But there are some amazing changes happening. We're making some moves right now. We're making some moves as far as project managers, estimators. We are going to have some changes coming. We're putting everything in place this week so everything can start happening next week. So come Monday, this next week, that's where the changes are going to happen. So depending on what day I record next week, you're probably going to hear some more stuff from me about what we're doing as a company, how they're changing. I'm really excited. I just hired 3 people out of our current vocational class that we're doing at New Freedom. They don't get out of the program till I think mid to end of August, but they're going to be 3 solid people that I'm looking forward to come on board. They do have a checkered past. You know, they've been locked up for some times. One of them's been homeless as well for some time, but they're changing their lives. They're doing something for the better. They're focusing on fixing themselves. And it's amazing watching people when they focus on themselves, focus on the change and the good things that happen. I'm going to tell you right now, if you hang around positive people, and that's what New Freedom is, that's what we do in a vocational class. It is a positive situation. It's positive people. If I have 20 people in that class and there's 20 positive people, it's contagious. It just leaks everywhere. But if you put one person in that class that's negative, all of a sudden, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either other people are going to feed into that and start to become negative, or the positive 19 others are going to push that person out the door. They don't want to be around that. They're focused on what they need to do to better themselves, to progress and move forward. So I'm really excited for doing that. I know currently we're looking for another person to help us with the painting class. We really need help on the weekends, teaching the hands-on side of it. I know I've mentioned before, if anybody out there is interested, please reach out to us. We really could use some help. It's got to be somebody that cares, that wants to be involved with this. We are trying to make positive changes. We're making changes in people's lives. You know, it's funny because I'd say we're making changes in their lives, but they're the ones doing it. I can't change anybody. You have to want to change. You have to want to do something different and become something more. You know, I can sit there and talk to these guys till I'm blue in the face. It's interesting because I'm teaching the class. There's a certain curriculum we go over. It's 4 weeks. It's the same thing over and over for me, but every one I do, it gets a little more exciting. I get so into it. I love what I do. And when they come up to me, John, you're so motivational. I love coming to the classes. This is the best part of my day because this is extra for them. While they're in this facility, they're going through their behavioral health classes all day. You got to realize when somebody comes out of prison that's been there for 10 years, 15 years, there's a lot of trauma. There's some issues, and it's hard to get back into society. So what they do during the day is they're being taught how to deal with their feelings, their emotions, how to get back into society, how to get back into the workplace. And then in the evenings, the classes that we do, it's about life skills, workforce skills. It's how am I going to be a better employee? I'm teaching them what it takes to be a good employee out there, what it takes to maintain and hold a job. Anybody can get a job out there. It's easy. You fill out an application, you get hired, you get to work. Aside from that, we just go, we show up, we do our thing, we collect our check. But how do you become a better, productive member of society? That's what this whole podcast is about. That's everything I do. It's how to be a better employee, how to be a better business owner and treat your employees the right way. I can't tell you how many bad bosses I've worked for in the past. They're out there. There's guys and owners that they just don't care about their employees. It's all about the bottom line. It's about the budget. It's about making the money. That's it. But I'm a firm believer that I can't make money if my employees aren't happy and making money as well. They have to be taken care of. They have to get what they need, what they want to survive. But they also have to feel like they have a place. It's the loyalty that we have within the company with the men and women that come out of these programs. It's almost like I feel like in their minds, they owe me something because I gave them an opportunity and chance and they don't want to let me down. That is not the case. For some, coming to work for me might just be a stepping stone till they find the next thing. And I'm okay with that. There's going to be men and women that come out and they work for me for 6 months, a year, 2 years. And then all of a sudden it's time to move on to the next thing. That is completely fine. And I've seen that time and time again with the people that work for us. And sometimes going through the program, they pick painting. I mean, they have multiple options. You can pick painting, electrical, flooring, culinary, peer support, framing and drywall, the tile, there's CDL, there's welding. We've added so much stuff to this program and they have options. So for some, their decision that they make is within the first week of them getting out of prison or getting off the streets or out of rehab. And I don't think that they know exactly what they want. But when they look at the options and here's what's in front of us, they pick whatever it is. And some people pick painting. They might think, well, I'm going to go the easy way. This looks like one of the easier things. I could enjoy painting, not realizing that when you get out there, it's going to be tough. Right now in Arizona, it's hot. You got to stay hydrated out there. So knowing this, some of them take the easy way out. They think painting's easy. It's actually quite difficult. Then they get hired. They're out there working for 6 months. All of a sudden they realize this isn't what I want. I didn't think this was going to be this way, because what we're doing in the painting is 1,000 times faster than in the real world than what they're being taught in class. I always tell them when they step in class for the first time on the hands-on side of it, this is just to see if you like painting. This is to get your feet wet, see if this is something you're interested in, see if this is something you enjoy and you even want to do. But when you get out, what you've learned here in this class, it's 1,000 times faster out there. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. And the bottom line is they might not make it. They might not want to do this. I am 100% okay if that happens when they get hired with us and they decide to go somewhere else. But come talk to me. Be transparent about it. Don't just up and quit and say, okay, I'm gone. I'm not going to show up. The best thing to do is come talk to somebody about it. Say, hey, this isn't what I wanted to do. Painting isn't for me. I think I would rather go, I don't know, be a greeter at a grocery store or be a burger flipper at McDonald's. I want to do something different. Maybe your interest is in landscaping, or you want to work at a nursery somewhere with plants, and who knows, maybe you want to work on a farm with animals. This just wasn't the right fit for them. They tried it, they gave it an effort, and they gave it the opportunity, and it's time to move on. 100% okay with that. That's going to happen. We'll have the conversation. I'll even help them go the right direction to get to where they want to be, to get that job, to get to where they want to be, to have that interest. Everybody thinks, oh, you got to go to college, you got to get a degree. That's the only way you're going to make money, get a job. That's not the case. There is so much work out there that does not require an education. All it requires is someone to be in that beast mode, wanting to work, wanting to make money, enjoying what they do. That's all it is. You have to want to get out there. You have to want to get out there and work. You've got to want to do something that excites you, that gets you up every day. You've got to find that inner beast mode. It's funny, I was talking about that last night in class, and how you have to find that inner beast. What makes you get up every day? What's going to motivate you to show up to work? How many people out there hit the snooze button on their alarm? Just 10 more minutes. I can get 10 more minutes. I'm going to rush. I'm going to take a quick shower. I'm going to pack my lunch and get out the door faster, but I need 10 more minutes of sleep. That is not beast mode. Beast mode is, I don't use an alarm. I've said that many times on this. Beast mode is getting up, looking at my phone that sits next to my dresser, looking at the phone and saying, 2:45. Okay, let's go. Time to get up. There's no, just 15 more minutes. I got to be at the office at 4:00. That's my goal right now. Being here at 4:00, knowing that there's no other option. If I woke up, look at my phone, it's 2:30, time to get up. There's no, hey, maybe I can get 30 more minutes. When I'm up, I'm up. It's time to go. The day starts, no matter what. There's no second guessing it. It's no putting anything off. It's just getting up, knowing that I have to go. I've got to get to work. And some people might say, well, yeah, but you own the business. We don't clock in. It's the same thing no matter what you're doing. Once that you look at the clock, you're awake, Look at it, get up. Once your alarm goes off, get up and go. It's time to start moving. It's time to get your day going. Stop procrastinating about getting out of bed or just showing up, and just do the right thing. That's that beast mode. That beast mode is going the extra mile, doing a little bit extra when you get to work, doing something more. I walk through the back of the shop. I see a cigarette butt laying in the back of the shop. I'm picking it up and throwing it in the trash. I have done everything in this business from I've cleaned the toilets in this place. I've mopped the floors. I do it all. That's being in that beast mentality, that drive that you keep going and going and going. Nothing will stop you. There is nobody that can motivate me more than I can motivate myself. I've been to conferences. I've been to business seminars. I've been to everything. And at the end of the day, I am the one that's going to motivate myself. In my head, it's me versus me. And for you out there, it's you versus you every single day. You've got to find a way to push yourself. You got to find a way to get yourself motivated and going. It's interesting because the 3 people that we hired, one, I offered the job a couple weeks ago. 2, I did just last night in class. And talking to them and letting them know that, hey, I'm going to be hard on you. This isn't a handout. This is a hand up. And you've got to work for it. You got to push. You've got to grind. There is no slacking off. If you get out, the day you get out, the next day you're working. Now, one of them said, but John, I'm getting out on a Friday. No problem. Then you're starting work on Monday. But if you get out on Thursday, oh, you're coming to work on Friday. You're not getting a 3-day weekend. I don't care how much time that you've spent in the program or locked up or what you've been through. The most important thing is to get you to work right away. It's get out there and just do it. And it's me pushing a little bit, trying to get you to get to that point to where you need to be. Some people have never learned this. They've never had to be productive members of society. So some people need to learn, they need to be taught. And it's in them. I swear every one of you out there has that beast mode, that mentality, that grit, that grind in you. You just got to find a way to reach in and pull it out. You've got to find a way to make it work. I find that every single day getting up, every single day pushing myself to come to work. Now, there's been times where I get lazy, I slack off, I've had my moments, but I snap right back out of it. We've all been there. It's going to happen. That's human nature. We all go through our little funk, whatever we want to call it, but you eventually pull yourself out. You keep going. You don't get stuck in that funk nonstop. You don't get stuck there and just think, okay, well, I'm just going to be lazy the rest of my life. I'm not going to do this. No, you keep grinding. You keep pushing. You push yourself and push yourself. And you might say, well, you might push yourself to a breaking point. Well, how do you know what your breaking point is if you haven't pushed yourself hard enough? I don't know sometimes where my breaking point is. I have to push myself to find it. Your body can do anything you want it to do. It's your mind you have to convince. The mind has to be convinced that you can do things. And that's where it's, like I said, it's up in your head. It's you versus you. You have to find a way to motivate yourself. And for some of the people in the class are like, John, it's so motivating coming to this class and what we're learning, what you're teaching. We need this. I know most of it's just common sense, but common sense isn't common anymore. I need this. I need this when I get out of here. What am I going to do? You've got to find a way to motivate yourself. You got to find the thing inside you that's going to push you. What's making you go to work every day? What's going to push you not to slack off? What's going to push you not to be lazy? It's human nature for us, I think, to take the easy way out and be lazy. We have to stop doing that. We have to focus on what's important in our lives. We have to focus on what do we want out of this? For me, I want to make money. I want to get my house paid off. I want to spend more time with my grandchildren. I want to be there for my family and provide for them and give them everything that they want and need. So in that sense, that's what's pushing me. I want to always have a better life. Every year I look at my life and I say, okay, am I more financially secure this year? Am I healthier this year? Am I eating right this year? Mentally, am I okay this year? Have I gotten better every year as I progressed in my life? And if you can honestly take an inner look at yourself and you can say, yes, I have grown each year. This happened. We got a new car this year. We got a better car. We bought a new house. We did this. We put more money in the bank, or I'm more active in the community. That's something that I'm growing with. Those are the things. If you can sit there and take an inner look at yourself and you can answer that truthfully, and you're progressing, then you're doing the right thing. But if you sit there and you look at your life and say, man, I'm in the same apartment I've been in for 5 years. I'm still driving the old beat up car. And man, I haven't gotten a raise in a while. I'm just going through the motions. I've been late for work, maybe at least 2 or 3 times a month. You're doing something wrong. You're not helping yourself progress. You're not making the right changes. So you have to look at yourself. And it's so easy for us to blame everybody else. Oh, well, I was late because of this, or, I'm still driving this car because of this. I haven't gotten a raise. And we can find every excuse in the book. You can find every reason why things aren't working out. But the bottom line is you have to look at yourself and say, what am I doing to make the changes that I want in my life? If you're not doing it for yourself, it doesn't matter. I had a conversation with somebody at New Freedom the other day, and they're like, oh yeah, we heard that somebody in your very first class got their license to be a painting contractor in the state of Arizona. I'm like, oh really? I did not know that. And who was it? It was somebody that actually worked for me, and he quit working for me after about, I think, 1.5 years, 2 years of being here. And he went out, he wanted to go on his own, start his own thing. He was struggling. He ended up going working for a buddy of mine as a painter. I didn't even know that he got licensed. And so yesterday I looked him up on the ROC. I'm like, holy cow, this is awesome. I want to talk to him. I ended up talking to my Sherwin-Williams paint rep, and he's like, oh, John, I got so-and-so calling right now. I'm like, oh, that's great. I just heard he got his license. I want to give him a call. When you talk to him, tell him to give me a call. I want to talk to him and see how he's doing. Well, a couple hours later, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to look him up, look up his phone number, and I'm going to give him a call. And I did, and he answered, and I said, hey, it's John Morse. He goes, oh, hey, John. Oh, my God. I want to talk to you. And I go, dude, first of all, I want to congratulate you. When he quit and left, wasn't on best of terms. He could have done it in a better manner. And I've always worked with people on that. But he's doing the right thing. He's out there pushing himself. He's always wanted this. He kept telling me the whole time he was here, his goal is to become a business owner and own his own business. And when I talked to him, he's talking to me about he's licensed and bonded. He's got his workers' compensation in place. He's got his bond in place. He's got everything going. He's been in these jobs, and how everything he learned from me, the contractors he's been with are shocked at how professional and amazing his proposals are. And I'm thinking, that's because I taught him. He learned, he listened, he paid attention. Now, did he take everything? Probably not, but he took what he needed, and he's grown from that, and he's going to perfect on it, and he's going to do very, very well. And I'm so proud of this guy. And it's one day I'm going to have him on here, and I'll just say this. He was on one of my podcasts in the very beginning. I think one of the first 3 or 4 that I did. Once I have him back on here, we'll throw his name out there. But I'm so proud of this guy and what he's accomplished and what he's done for himself. It's an amazing feeling. It's almost like a father watching his son grow up. You have your problems, you have your issues with your kids and everything, but this is a cool moment for me to see somebody that he was in our very first class at New Freedom when we started this program. He worked for us, became an estimator, he grew with us, he's progressed, went out there, he had to struggle a little bit, he had to go to the school of hard knocks and figure a few things out, but he's making it happen, and he's doing it for himself. And he's successful. And it's funny how he did it because he wanted to be partners with somebody, and that didn't work out. It fell through, but he's made amends with that person as time has gone on. It's just, and talking to him yesterday, I'm listening to him, and I'm like, man, you are not the same person that worked for me over a year ago. You're just not. You sound so much more mature. You sound like you know what you're doing. And I want you to know I'm really proud of you. And I would be honored to have you come back and speak to the class and motivate them and let them know that this is possible. That in 3.5 years, 4 years of coming out of prison and going through the vocational program, coming out of New Freedom, you've accomplished to get your license bond insured. You are a business owner now. Who would have thought somebody could accomplish that? Who would have thought that was even possible? Because most people write men and women out of prison off. They think, they're never going to make it. And they, even though they served their time, they paid their debt to society. They need that opportunity. They need the opportunity and just the option to know that they can make it. that it is possible for them to do something and make something of themselves. Because one of the things I've seen with a lot of people, men and women coming out of prison, is a couple of questions they have in their head is, well, who's going to hire me? No one's going to hire me because I'm a felon. Where am I going to live? I got no place to go. And we're changing the narrative on that. And I think the biggest thing that I see and the biggest setback for that is the person themselves coming out of that situation. I think in their minds, they think everybody's judging them. Everybody's looking at them. And my goal when they come into class, and I tell them on day one, my goal is to change the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. I want to change that to where when you go out there, nobody can tell where you came from or what your background was. You come across as a very professional person and you're going to make it. That's what I want for these men and women. I want them to be successful. I've got 20 people in this class, in the paint class right now. Now, that's not all trades. There's some evenings I speak to all the trades. We had electrical, framing, we had painting all together. We had about 60 people in the ballroom that night and spoke to them all. And my goal for every single one of them is to become successful. But the reality is, I know they're not all going to make it. I know some are going to fail. Some are going to get locked up again. Some are going to go back to the streets. Some are going to go back to drugs and become homeless. But if I can change one person every time I go to class, every time I speak, every time I teach, then that is a win for me. It's no different than this podcast. If I can reach one person out there, and we're gaining a lot of subscribers, so I know people are listening. If I could just make a difference in one person's life, then it's a win for me. If there's just one thing that I say today on this podcast that triggers something in you to make a change, then it means everything. It was worth every second sitting here and talking to every one of you. That's all it is. It's just making a difference in one person. Because if you can change one person's life and then they change somebody else and that goes on and on and on, it just keeps getting bigger. It grows from there. They become leaders in society. They become leaders out there in the community. They're making the changes that they need. I've got men and women that have been out since I started the program, up to 4 years, and they're buying houses, they're getting married, they're having kids, their lives are changing, and they don't even look at their past or talk about their past. It's funny when we're around the shop here and I got the guys out back and we get somebody new that just came out of the program, and I teach them in class right away that, your background, we don't call it prison. We call it college. We talk about it as, hey, if I hear the word prison, nope, call it college. We're changing the narrative. Like I said, I want to change the way you talk. I'm going to change the way you represent yourself. And if you're in a group and you're talking somewhere on a job site with people that work with us and you start talking about prison, people are going to look at you differently. Call it college. Some people are going to look at us and think, man, these guys went to college. They don't look like college kids. It doesn't matter. They don't need to know. It's how you represent yourself. So when I see this kid that's now got his license, he's out there making it happen. It's a proud day for me. It's a proud moment. I'm telling you, this week has been amazing. There's been so much good that's come out of this. It started Monday morning. Everything is moving forward for the positive, and it's wonderful. There's a lot of times I come on here and I think some of my podcasts, I talk about what I'm doing at work, and I'll have a rough situation or a bad problem, and I'm like, okay, I just got to get on and talk about it. Not this week. This week has been so busy, so many changes, so many good things happening. Everything perfect is happening in the vocational program at New Freedom, in our business. We're moving somebody up into a project manager position. We're also moving somebody into the estimating department. Things are happening, and it's for the positive. It's for the good. The changes are there. And what's exciting for me too is we've actually hired some people just for the fact that they listen to this podcast. That's how they found our company. They're here in Phoenix. Eventually I'm going to have one person on here, I think. I think she's a huge asset to our company. She found us by just listening to the podcast. She's at work painting every day, hearing this. And then we hired another guy that was doing the same thing. And it means a lot to me to be able to touch people out there that I've never met. And I think the interview, we have a process for the application process, the interview. When these two have come in and they've talked to me, the process is out the window. It's just, we sit there and talk about the podcast, what we do, how we run things, about the vocational program. It's almost like they come in, they know more about me than I know about myself just by watching this podcast and listening. So it's been enjoyable doing this and having those opportunities. It makes a difference in our company. And even in our company, when you have one negative person that brings people down, we got to get rid of that person. They've got to go. I want positive people around me. I want positive people working together for the greater good. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're building. The negative attitudes, the negative people, don't keep them around you. Let them go. They need to go down the road, go pound sand, go do something else. Don't be a part of this, because I want to stay positive. I always want to level up. And if you want to level up, you got to hang around people at the next level. You can't hang around people that are at your level. You've got to move up. If I go to a business seminar, I don't want to go around hanging around all the people at my level. I want to level up. I want to go to that next level. I went to a seminar a few years back, and they had everybody that was, I think, 250,000 to $1 million in one room. It was a group session. Then they had everybody from $1 million to $2 million, then 2 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Then it was 15 to 25 and 25 up. Well, I accidentally went in the 25 million and up room. And I tell you what, it was the best experience I had. I learned so much. I even told them, hey, I think I'm in the wrong room. I'm only doing this much a year. They said, no, stay here. They welcomed me in there. They wanted to share their knowledge. They wanted to give me the information of what they were talking about. And it was a great experience. And ever since then, I've realized I have to level up. I have to hang around people at the next level. If I hang around people at my level, I'm never going to go anywhere. You become complacent. You become kind of lackadaisy in what you're doing. So you just have to keep grinding. You have to keep pushing. You have to find that inner beast. You got to find what's going to motivate you every day. What is your motivation? What is your why? Why are you doing this? What motivates you to show up to work every day? What motivates you not to show up late? What motivates you to be 10 minutes early? I want to be on time. I want to be 10 minutes early every single day. Last night I showed up in class and every single person was in there 15 minutes before class was starting. They're learning. They're realizing it starts right there. The changes are happening. It used to be, man, I'm looking at my clock. I'm on my phone. I'm okay. It's almost 10 till. Who's going to be late? There's always one or two. Not this class. There is something different about this class. They are on fire right now. It's exciting to go there. I can have a bad day and I can go there and teach class and it changes everything. It lifts me up. It's like, for me, it's like going to church. That's my meeting. That's my motivation right there. Going there and seeing the excitement in them to want to be there, because it's an extracurricular thing for them. They don't have to take a vocational program while they're in this facility, in this program. They're doing it because they want to better themselves. So it's real easy to sit there and teach people that want to be there. They're interested in what I'm giving them. They want to change their lives. And that's what this is about. We're about changing lives and making a difference. We're about being better people, better members of society. And it doesn't matter whether you've been locked up or you've never been locked up or never homeless, never done drugs. It's just about being a better member of society, treating people the way you want to be treated. Quit looking at what color people are or what their status is in society or how much money they make. Treat everybody the same. If we could learn to treat everybody the same, what a difference this world would be. Treat each other like equals. Treat people how you want to be treated. I think if there's anything I can leave with you today, it's treat somebody the way you want to be treated. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their life entails. You don't know what's going through their mind. All you know is what you're thinking, what you're dealing with. So imagine somebody else is dealing with the problems you have, what you're going through. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Once again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this, but stay hungry.